Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4, also known as Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, finally dropped another trailer, and people, including myself, are very excited. Now, personally, I grew up playing the Budokai Tenkaichi series, and I loved everything about the combat system and the unfathomably large cast of characters. And like I said before, it was like everyone and their mom had been there, right? And that's exactly what the new trailer shows us. This trailer shows us Goku and Vegeta fighting it out all throughout their different stages in the story, and I'm loving it. The graphics look amazing. In my opinion, probably the best we've seen from a Dragon Ball game. As they're fighting, it seems like their beloved fighting system that, all of us for the most part enjoy about the Tenkaichi games is indeed making a return. Although I can't 100% prove it just yet, but it does look that way from what we've seen. I love how the beams are doing damage to the earth around them, which is great attention to detail, and Vegeta's Great Ape transformation at least confirms that Great Ape forms will be returning, and I'm super excited about all of these things. At the end, we were left with a cliffhanger showing us some of the characters filled in on a slot character sheet. People counted the total amount of slots, and they got around 164 playable characters, and what I assume is without DLC. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 had 161 characters, so having 3 additional, technically in terms of slots, is a great thing. But that means this game will indeed have the largest roster in the series. But there is a serious problem. Actually, I would say there's 2 problems I see here. Firstly, the screen clearly shows multiple variations of Goku and Vegeta as multiple characters. Additionally, it's safe to assume that other characters will be getting multiple variations like Gohan, he was a kid and then he became a teen and then an adult. And they'll probably get him a super version as well. Yes, they did this in the original games, but that was something I was hoping they'd be able to find a solution for in the new game. It does make sense, don't get me wrong. It does make sense to have a completely different Goku and Vegeta for various stages of their life. For example, Kid Goku and then early on Goku before he turns Super Saiyan, or even to where he gets to Namek and fights Frieza because his Super Saiyan hair was a lot more fluffy than it was, when he was fighting Cell. So, in that sense, it does make more sense. But I think there could definitely be a balance of how many types of Goku and Vegeta we can count as different forms. That part is just a preference, so it's possible a lot of you don't even mind that, and I completely understand, that's not a problem. But with that being said, there's only 3 new slots compared to the last game, even though there's a whole other show for them to incorporate in the games, as well as like 20 character slots being taken up by just Goku and Vegeta. I think we might have a problem with that. I'm assuming this would mean that they have to choose, not to include minor characters like Apul and Frieza Soldier, and I don't mind that at all, actually, because I don't remember the last time I even used those characters. But the problem would start if they start including or excluding more major characters. The trailer of Goku and Vegeta fighting didn't really show them fighting in their GT forms, which I'm a little bit concerned about. I can understand GT may technically be now what's considered an alternate universe, and at one point it wasn't even considered canon. And it wasn't the greatest Dragon Ball show, at least in my opinion, but it did introduce some great things like Super Saiyan 4, Baby, and Shenron. Ironically, adding Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta would probably just fill up more of the 164 character slots, but in that case, I would argue that they could always add more slots, right? However, this is just speculation, and it's possible GT is a thing in this game. Lastly, I really hope they include the non-canon Dragon Ball Z movie villains in the game as well. Overall, I do trust the developers to make a really fun game for us, and based on the gameplay, it does look like we're gonna get a great game, and the trailer and the game is gonna live up to the hype, and really have the feeling of the older Budokai Tenkaichi games. However, as a big fan of these games, I really want the game to be the best it can possibly be. So, in the long scheme of things, we can definitely still get an amazing game, even with the problems in the roster that I'm speculating. It would be the best if we didn't come across these problems. And so, why not, right? So what do you think about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero so far? Will it be amazing? Why or why not? Which Budokai Tenkaichi is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. This is Plot Armor Games signing out, and we will see you in the next video.